You open your eyes. The ceiling is wrong. Too high, too white. There's a chandelier above you that probably costs more than your car. The sheets are cold and smooth in a way that doesn't feel like cotton. You sit up. This is not your bedroom. You reach for your phone out of habit. There's a device on the nightstand, but it's not your phone. Unlocks with your face. Opens to a home screen with apps you don't recognize. A calendar packed with names you've never heard. A number at the top of the banking app that makes you blink twice. 11 digits. You get out of bed. The floor is marble. Your feet are different, bigger. You catch yourself in the mirror across the room and stop walking. That is not your face. You're taller, broader. There are suits hanging in an open wardrobe that probably cost more per jacket than your monthly rent. You stare at the mirror for a long time. The face staring back is calm, like it has no idea what just happened. So, you're in someone else's body. Someone very, very rich. Okay, first things first. You figure out the name from the phone. Marcus Hale, 41, CEO of something called Veltron Industries. You Google it. Global technology firm, 34,000 employees, offices in 19 countries, net worth estimated at $6.8 billion. There's a Wikipedia page, a Forbes profile, a documentary on a streaming platform you actually use. You've never heard of him. You spend 20 minutes just reading about yourself. Your companies, your deals, your divorces. 2 of them. A teenage daughter you apparently haven't spoken to in 8 months. A knock at the door. You panic. Say nothing. The knock again. Mr. Hale, your car is ready. Board meeting in 45. You put on a suit. It fits perfectly, obviously. You walk out. The assistant waiting in the hallway, her name is Priya, you find out later, doesn't notice anything different. She hands you a tablet and starts walking. You follow. She briefs you on the meeting. Numbers, projections, a merger vote that has to happen today. You nod like you understand. You do not understand. The car is black. The driver doesn't speak. You spend the 20-minute ride reading everything you can find about Veltron's board meeting on the tablet. The jargon is dense. Acquisition terms, shareholder dilution, voting thresholds. You are going to embarrass yourself. You walk into the boardroom. 12 people stand up when you enter. Nobody does that in your real life. You sit at the head of the table. You say good morning. Your voice is deeper than yours, and it carries differently in a room. The meeting starts. Someone presents slides. People look at you for reactions. You nod. You ask one question that you lifted directly from the tablet brief. People around the table look impressed. One of them says, "That's the right call, Marcus." You almost say thank you like you mean it. The vote passes. You apparently just approved a $2.3 billion acquisition. You have no idea what you've done, but no one else knows that. After the meeting, Priya hands you a schedule for the rest of the day. Lunch with someone named David Wren. Call with Tokyo at 2. A charity gala tonight. You go to lunch. David Wren is a friend, or something that functions like a friend in this tax bracket. He talks fast and laughs loud and orders without looking at the menu. He's been Marcus's friend since college, you figure out from context. He mentions a trip to Monaco that apparently you both took last year. He asks how you're feeling. Says you seem different today. You tell him you didn't sleep well. He laughs. Says you never sleep well. Says you haven't really slept since the divorce. You don't say anything. He fills the silence himself. That's what people do around money, you're learning. They fill your silence because they're not sure if it's thoughtful or dangerous. Lunch costs $600. You don't see a check. It just disappears. Back at the office, you find something on Marcus's computer that changes the afternoon. A folder, buried under 3 subfolders, labeled simply, Elena. You shouldn't open it. You open it. It's letters. Unsent emails to his daughter. Dozens of them, going back 2 years. Long ones, short ones, one that's just 3 sentences. Some of them start formal and then fall apart by the third paragraph. He writes about her swim meets, about a joke she made when she was 9 that he still thinks about a fight they had that he doesn't name directly but clearly can't let go of. None of them were ever sent. You sit in Marcus Hale's office, in Marcus Hale's $4,000 chair, in a building with his name on it, and you read letters that the most powerful person in this building has been writing to his kid in the dark and never had the guts to send. The Tokyo call happens. You mostly listen, say 3 things. They seem to be the right 3 things. Then the gala. The venue is a museum. There are waiters with champagne glasses and a silent auction, and people who talk about philanthropy the way other people talk about sports teams. You shake hands with a senator. You pose for photos. A woman introduces herself as the head of a children's hospital foundation. She's been trying to get a meeting with Marcus for 8 months. You tell her to call Priya first thing tomorrow. She looks like she might cry. You get back to the penthouse at midnight. Priya asks if you need anything. You say no. She says goodnight. The door closes. The enormous, silent apartment wraps around you. You sit on the edge of the bed. You had a $6.8 billion day. You approved a $2.3 billion deal you didn't understand. You had a $600 lunch. You unlocked funding for a children's hospital foundation in under 10 seconds. And the whole time, there was a folder on a computer with 47 unsent letters to a 16-year-old girl who hasn't spoken to her father in 8 months. You open the phone. You find Elena in the contacts. You stare at the name for a long time. And then you do something Marcus Hale hasn't done in 2 years. You hit call. It rings 3 times. Then, Dad? She sounds surprised, cautious, like she's waiting for the voicemail excuse. You say, "Hey, I know it's late. I just wanted to hear your voice." Silence on the line. Then, "Are you okay?" You tell her yes. You tell her you've been meaning to call, that you wrote it down 100 times and kept finding reasons not to. She doesn't say anything for a moment. Then she says, "I have a swim meet on Saturday." You say you'll be there. Another pause. Then quietly, "Okay." You hang up. You sit on the edge of the bed. Outside, the city glitters through floor-to-ceiling glass. 11 digits in the bank. 34,000 people who work for this body you're borrowing. And the only thing that felt real today was a 2-minute phone call. You lie back, stare at the chandelier. Tomorrow the calendar starts again. The acquisition needs a statement. Tokyo wants a follow-up. 34,000 people will walk into buildings with his name on them and assume the man at the top knows what he's doing. You think about the folder. 47 letters. 2 years of words that went nowhere. You think about her voice on the phone. Surprised. Careful. "Are you okay?" Here's what you can't figure out. Was Marcus Hale unhappy? Or did he just get so good at running everything that he forgot to run toward anything? Because from the outside, this life looks like the answer. The penthouse, the power, the city glittering 12 floors down like it belongs to him. And maybe it does. But somewhere in this phone is a contact he hadn't called in 8 months. And somewhere on this computer is a folder he kept adding to and never once hit send. That's not a busy man. That's a man who had everything to say and nowhere safe to say it. You close your eyes. The chandelier doesn't move. The city doesn't stop. The machine keeps running whether the right person is at the controls or not. And maybe that's the most unsettling part.